You and your friends recently decided that you want to take a trip out to New York City, but you've never been there before. So here's two scenarios of what could happen. The first one is that you already have a friend who's been there before. She knows New York City. She knows which bad neighborhoods to avoid. She even knows attractions that you can go to, like the Statue of Liberty. She also knows which hotels you want to stay at, because it's important that you get a good one. She also knows which subways that you want to take. Have you ever been there before? It's probably good to follow her advice. But maybe you don't want to do everything she wants to do. The second scenario is that none of your friends have ever been to New York City before, and they put you in charge. What are you going to do? Are you going to wing it? Are you just going to show up in New York City and find a place to stay overnight? Are you going to go figure out the attractions ahead of time? Or are you going to just show up and see what you can find there?
So here's a really important question. If it's a good idea to plan ahead for something as short-term as a trip to New York City, do you suppose it would be a really good idea to plan out something that's way more long-term, like your college education?
There's a lot to consider when you plan a trip to New York City. And just like that at BYU Idaho, you might be one of those that wings it or that plans it all ahead of time.
When you're in high school, most students just do whatever the teachers or the guidance counselor tells them to do. But now that you're a college student, you are in control. Don't be afraid to get on the internet and research different careers and majors. And talking to people who do the types of jobs that interest you is really smart.
It's important that you take charge of your education and that you decide ahead of time what classes you want to take so that you can be prepared to get the education that you want. And it's important to remember that you're the one planning your destiny at BYU Idaho.